Hello, my friends, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Hey, yesterday we had a great old time out there messing around shooting the old 1766 Cavalry pistol of the old French. Now, she didn't go off a lot, but when she did, it sure was a lot of fun, huh? So you don't have to worry about losing a ramrod out of these because they're really in there. There's a metal bar welded underneath this one, so when this ramrod goes in, it pins it right in there, so it's really stuck. So losing that one would be a little bit difficult. But we shot it, did a lot of misfiring. Oh, I guess it didn't give me any flash in the pans, it just didn't go off. Sparks were flying, but they were all flying everywhere except down into the pan. So I got another piece of flint in there, that's a new one. So we're hoping we'll get good spark with that one. But I said, hey, I'm gonna ask this question, run down here, throw it on a video, see if some folks have got the answer, because there's a possibility with these French pistols. I don't have any French flint. Is French cut flint different than English cut flint? That's what I'm wondering, because some of these get clear up to the top of the frizzen. I mean, it just doesn't line up. It seems like it needs more of a tilt down to it, and I'm not able to get as much tilt. I use thinner leather, stuff like that to help grasp it. We've seen some where they used a musket ball and flattened it out and used a lead grip on it. We had one of those on the Pedersoli, and it basically just smashed the flint in the first shot. So we went back to leather, because you need a little shock absorber there just a wee bit to keep that from happening. So I don't know, is there a difference between English flints and the French flints? Because if there is, if they're chipped differently, then you probably get a lot better performance out of a French flint and a French pistol than you would an English flint and an English pistol. They don't seem to get along for some reason. I don't know why. All right, that's just a little quick video. Ask that question. I'm sure there's some folks out there that might have to answer that and might say, "No, Ed, you're stupid. It's both the same. Flint's flint, mate." Yeah. Flint is flint, eh? So, okay, so if that's the answer, then there we go. But if not, then this flint here, that's an English flint. So maybe I need to try to come up with some other flints that's not English. Maybe some Frenchies, huh? For the French pistols, you use a French flint, right? French cut. I don't know if it's taller or shorter. There's got to be some kind of difference going on here that I'm just now picking up on. You learn all this stuff from scratch. You play with these things, these little tiny things start coming in. There's some locks maybe are just like, they're not particularly any kind of lock. It's just a really good lock. Takes anything. You've got the right size. You put it in there, and bam, it just works every time. These, I'm not sure. Because it seems like some of the English flints are too high on the steel, and sometimes, they fit just right. So, just a question I had. I said, hey, ask that question out there. Somebody might know, because I don't think I have anything but Traditions Chariots and English flint. So, and I know, I'm pretty sure I seen where you could purchase French flints. And I thought, oh, the flints from France, eh? And they're usually white, come to think of it. Where the English flints are usually like that, like the dark color, right? So, do a comparison of them two flints. If you happen to have both of them, or you can shed some light on that, I'm beginning to get curious about that. So, because we want to get a better performance out of this thing. It was so much fun to shoot, but I don't want to have to sit there and for 20 times before I get a shot off, right? So, nobody wants to do that, right? You can get a better performance out of it. And it's the little tiny things like that. Little tiny things like English flint in a French pistol. Try to say that 20 times real fast. Might be a rough one on you, right? It's a rough one, all right. So, yeah, regular tongue twister. But it was fun. And like I said today, rain, so you can't do nothing. Well, you could, but I think yesterday was bad. I imagine when you got 150% humidity out there, it's probably going to be even worse than yesterday. So the old powder just suck up the old moisture, right? And everything will be soggy. But she cleaned up nice. I got her all cleaned up, and she looks pretty good. And as always, when the nose cap comes off, you know, it's always giving you a new scratch. So I was really careful to. Still got a new scratch, but hey, you know, I'll just take a Sharpie and a black Sharpie and darken it in and wipe it off, and then you can't even hardly see it's there, right? Because the wood's no longer fresh scratched. So, but it was a lot of fun. Had a good time with it. Very enjoyable. Even though I had to, you know, do a lot of caulking and not getting it to go off. So sparks flying all around, but none going down in. That must have been a problem, eh? Sounds like it was. That's what I'm thinking. And I'm wondering, like I said, if you can answer that question, if there's a difference between how the English flints and the French flints are knapped, because they might be taller with more of a tilt to them, more of a you know, downward tilt. Because I'm having trouble talking. I'm having trouble trying to get these flints to point down enough, even with thicker thin leather or whatever, to get below the top of the frizzen and the steel, so that it scrapes down. It's just not what it does. Is basically hitting it on the top and whacking it open and throwing some sparks out. And it's like, well, she sparks good. Yeah, she sparks all around. She don't spark down in the pan though. Not very often. And you can watch that last video and see just how many times sparks didn't go into the pan before finally one stray spark made it in there. And when it did, hey, it was a lot of fun. Especially that first shot with 30 grains of powder. And it went over and went ting and bounced off. We got to shoot that clay ball again. Those things must be pretty darn hard, right? But it was fun. All right, so just wanted to ask that question, see if anybody out there had an answer for that. Maybe we'll look it up online here. I hadn't looked it up yet. I just sat down here thinking, and I thought, man, I want to throw a video on that real quick. See what the folks have to say about that. Because you always get some great information from a lot of the folks out there that's, you know, into the fun stuff of playing with flintlocks and enjoying these guys having a good time. So, all right, well, hey, everybody have a great day, and we'll talk to you in the next video. Talk at you in the next video, huh?